Hey, it's time to talk working in America, and Jim Dolson is here from the U.S. Staffing Agency. Hi, Jim.
Hello, Tim, and we have a guest today.
Yes, Ben is off, and so we have Elizabeth with us today.
She is here. She's filling in.
All right.
And she's a sports fan.
Yes, I am.
So, you know, Ben's he's a Northwestern kind of guy.
Right. They have a team.
Wildcats.
Yeah, they have a team.
Do they have a team, though?
They.
I think what?
This is your last day at U.S. Staffing because Ben's pretty passionate about his.
Oh, man.
I'm most excited that Xavier Tillman had a great game last night playing for the injured Nick Ward. 19 points, 10 rebounds.
And he's out, right? Nick
He
Ward's
set a
out.
record for himself. That was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think Nick will be back. He might be, depending on how fast he heals, but Xavier's the man now.
Wow.
Yeah,
So March Madness coming up.
There we go, yeah.
Counting down. I'm ready.
We're going to talk about criticisms at work today.
All right. Well, Tim, today we are going to talk about how to handle criticisms we receive at work. But before we get to that, we found a list of the worst movies ever made. Movies that were heavily criticized for their performance.
Speaking of criticisms, right?
Now we are only highlighting a couple, but boy, these were bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't see this movie, but among the worst movies ever made was Baby Geniuses 2. So apparently one came out obviously before then. That's the, it was a sequel to a movie where the babies talk and they carry on conversations and that sort of thing, like adults, right?
Yeah, like those commercials.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was funny once, but not twice. In fact, the Wall Street Journal said they called it unspeakably ghastly.
Oh my.
That's bad.
Another sequel that was a huge fail was Jaws: The Revenge back in 1987.
Oh yeah.
I think that was actually number 4.
Probably. I just know it was a year after I was born, so I don't know. Michael Caine, who was Hoagie in the movie, admitted that I have never seen the movie, but by all accounts, it is terrible.
Yeah, and he added after that, but the house that it built for him was fantastic.
Oh, nice.
So he apparently made some good money.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, in any business, honest feedback to team members about performance, it's crucial, it's critical. And sometimes, though, it hurts, kind of like these movie criticisms. I'm sure it hurt the directors. But that said, feedback should improve performance, develop talent, align expectations, boost the bottom, bring people into the movie theater and not chase them away, for example.
Sure.
Correct. But it's equally obvious that in many businesses, feedback does not work. In a recent study, researchers found that just over 1/3 of managers complete performance reviews thoroughly and on time.
Right.
Over half of employees said their most recent performance review had been unfair or inaccurate.
It's like the worst day of the year for many people.
Yeah, yes.
Like worse than Mondays. Well, this topic of criticism during performance evaluations was written about in the Harvard Business Review back in February 2014, so a number of years ago now, by authors Heen and Stone. And in the article, they challenged team members. Now get this is not spin. They're asking people to think about it differently. They challenged people to perceive these criticisms as a form of coaching instead of negative feedback. The authors of this article offer a number of suggestions, for example, to team members who might be going through a difficult time of unfair or inaccurate criticisms. So, for example, one of the suggestions is to separate the what from the who. And if the feedback and performance is on target and the advice is wise, it shouldn't matter who delivers. But Tim, what do you think? I mean, does it matter who delivers the performance feedback?
Well, yeah. I mean, first it has to be a so-called superior. I mean, somebody who is in a management position.
Somebody who has some authority.
And one thing that'll just really screw up morale is if somebody who really has no authority and no experience all of a sudden has to tell everybody else how to do their job.
Yeah, exactly. And when a team member twists together that content of the feedback with the feelings about the person who's delivering that feedback, then things go wonky and they get short-circuited. Well, another great suggestion by the authors of this article is to assume feedback from a manager is not criticism, but it's coaching. And the authors make the point that some feedback is going to be evaluative, you like to give it a number kind of a thing, but some feedback is about coaching, offering team members suggestions on how to become better at their jobs. Tim, what was some of the best feedback you've ever received?
Boy, I guess one of the best feedback I ever had was to don't put on big sets of headphones when you're interviewing people because then you sound like you're listening to yourself talk, And so ever since then, for 30 years now, I've had a little radio in one ear.
And you wear just the earbud.
Yeah, because it's more conversational. So that's some feedback, but
Right.
we do a lot of that here. We call them air checks, and
Okay.
we're supposed to do more than we do, but we're kind of like that 1/3 who don't do
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Gotcha. In practice, everyone needs both.
Right.
And when it comes to performance feedback, the article also suggested that team members spend a little time unpacking what was said.
Right. Yeah.
Often, it's not immediately clear whether feedback is valid and useful. So team members are encouraged to some analysis to better understand that feedback before accepting or rejecting it.
Yeah, like, take time to look at it. It's wise advice to set aside some like snap judgments that we have and take time to explore and kind of look in the mirrors what this one's about.
Digest it.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the author of this article also gives some great advice on being preemptive, like do a preemptive strike, if you will, and getting some feedback. They promote team members approaching their manager, the person they work for, and ask for just that one thing that they can improve upon.
Yes.
What would that be? And the idea here is that feedback is less likely to feel like criticism if you're reaching out and initiating the conversation.
Oh, I agree 100%. It's actually a lot easier to get bite-sized pieces of coaching throughout the year instead of one big feedback data dump once a year.
A lot easier to digest small bites.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
So much.
So listen, maybe you are looking for a new employer that will give you some great coaching feedback. And if that's the case, come into US Staffing and let's chat for a few minutes. Or if you're an employer looking for team members who appreciate feedback, contact us. We have a great list of team members who want to be matched with great employers. Elizabeth, how can people find us?
Well, the best way is if employers and potential associates want to talk with us, they can find us on Facebook at US Staffing Agency. They can live chat with us on our website or at usstaffingagency.com.
Yep, for sure.
Or come to our Battle Creek location at the
It's Mingus.
Mingus, thank you.
Mingus
Creek Plaza, 5420 Beckley Road, Suite C.
Yep.
Our phone number is 269-589-6507. And I hope that anybody that hears this stops and sees us.
All right. Jim and Elizabeth, nice to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.